will say using their poll-tested phrases. But let me correct the record. Jim Jordan is an effective legislator. To legislate is about more than the name on the bill. It's about reaching compromise and working long hours behind the scenes to get the job done.
The House will come to order.
That was the former spineless Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, nominating MAGA Republican Jim Jordan in the current speakerless House of Representatives after Kevin McCarthy was ousted and after multiple rounds where Jim Jordan was rejected as Speaker of the House before removing his name from consideration later in the day on Friday. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. You heard Kevin McCarthy getting laughed at while nominating MAGA Republican Jim Jordan and touting his legislative accomplishments when he never introduced any legislation at all, and is best known for covering up sexual abuse, leading insurrections, and refusing to respond to subpoenas. Here was MAGA Republican Jim Jordan after 25 Republicans voted to oppose him after he was repeatedly rejected, presenting himself to become the Speaker of the House. And he says 25 is a pretty good number. He acts like it's a good thing that he lost with 25 no votes. Here, play this clip.
Mr. Jordan, you lost more votes on this round. How much longer do you think you can keep this up?
You guys said we were going to lose 15 to 30.
Still, 25 is not a low number. Do you think you can keep this up?
We only lost a couple. We had a couple absent. It would have been for us.
Do you think you'll make up for this in conference?
We're going to try. I think so. And, we got conference here in like an hour.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thank you.
I call that MAGA-splaining and MAGA math. By the way, let me show you how MAGA Republicans are talking about their party right now. This is MAGA Republican Chip Roy telling CNN that he thinks this makes the MAGA Republicans, this makes them look good, he thinks. He thinks this is showing how the sausage is made, and then he blames Democrats. Play this clip.
The candidate now.
You think I'm going to start positing that? I'll tell you what, I'll pick somebody I definitely don't want to be Speaker, and I'll mention that name.
Why is it so hard for the GOP to get their act together here?
Look, I've answered this before. You can agree or you can disagree. We have our Democratic colleagues will not work with us on a single thing to secure the border. Not one thing.
You're the ones who can't get behind a candidate here.
No, hold on. So what we're doing is we're having a debate among the 221 who are willing to actually have a debate about the things our people care about. And some of that spills out in public. And you know what? It's a hell of a lot better than having a decision made by the Kremlin and foisted upon you. We are laying this all out in public view, and the American people can see it. It is the sausage getting made. It's the worst system except for all the others.
You think this looks good?
I think, look, having the American people be able to see how we're wrestling with the tough decisions and what we're trying to do and doing it with intensity and doing it because we care about this country. I mean, God bless all of these people who put their names forward. All of the stuff that we're wrestling with, because it's a hell of a lot better than the way the rest of the world has always done it. God bless.
Here is Jim Jordan talking to the press after withdrawing his name and saying that it was a good week. He got to meet a lot of people that he never met before in the Republican conference. Play the clip.
Other side.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated getting to work with everyone, talk with everyone. I got to know members in our conference that I didn't really know that well over the last 3 weeks, and that we need to come together and figure out who our speaker is going to be. I'm going to work as hard as I can to help that individual so that we can go help the American people. And I'm also going to go back to work. We got several depositions lined up next week in the Judiciary Committee, work that we need to do for the American people in our investigative work. So we'll go back to work there, but it's important we do unite. Let's figure out who that individual is, get behind him, and get to work for the American people. Thank you all very much.
Do you have any preference on who you want to see as Speaker?
All right, Congress.
Here is Republican Austin Scott, who's put his name now to become Speaker of the House, and he's asked by Manu Raju from CNN, how do you think this makes Republicans look? And Scott says, well, I think it makes us look bad, but the Democrats, They got to blame the Democrats for everything. They're it's sociopathic behavior. They are engaging in self-destruction, and then they blame you. They blame the Democrats. Your fault. You did this to me. I was just trying to help you, but look what you did to me. It's a sociopath. That's what that's called. Here, play Republican Austin Scott.
And us on the floor.
How does this make the Republican Party look right now?
I think it makes Congress as a whole look very bad. It makes Congress as a whole look very bad. The Democrats have had a lot of fun with it, but the fact of the matter is 208 Democrats voted with 8 Republicans. The Democrats are not innocent in this. They're not.
But Matt Gaetz and the Republicans started this.
But Matt Gaetz has very personal differences with Kevin McCarthy. So it's very personal differences, not legislative differences, that led to this. And when he brought the motion, and he was the person that brought the motion, the end result of it is a very dangerous position that we're in as a country. So
here is Republican Rusty Johnson calling out MAGA Republican Nancy Mace, who supports Jim Jordan. Play this clip.
Process enough. We need to go find a leader.
But you just heard Nancy Mace right there. She just said Jim Jordan wasn't playing. She was one of the 8 who voted to oust Kevin McCarthy. What do you say to her?
Well, let's be clear. Nancy Mace, it's been a long time since she's done anything productive to move forward this broader team. America's got real problems. And this is a time where we need people who are interested in problem solving, not self-aggrandizement. And it's frustrating. I think most of us know, whether you come from South Dakota or South Carolina or Washington State, that there are always going to be people who are more interested in themselves rather than the team. And I think Americans are sick of it. And I know most members of the House are sick of it. It is time for big boys and big girls to stop with the nonsense and get back to work for the United States.
What's going to happen now?
Oh, of course, here is MAGA Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene. The reason this is broken is because of the Democrats. Repent. You need to repent. Apologize. She's out of her mind. Play this clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I do not support this plan. Republican voters worked too hard to give us the majority for us to enter some sort of temporary speakership. Our conference has a responsibility to the American people, to our districts, to work together and unify. And this conference is absolutely broken. And the reason why we're broken is because Republicans worked with Democrats and put us here.
All right, can we take a look at some normalcy right here? Here is Democratic Congresswoman Kathleen Clark when she gave the nominating speech for Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, in which she's not saying Republicans this and that. She's saying, let's work together. Americans expect that we work together. Democrats and Republicans, grow up. Watch Congresswoman Clark.
The American people expect us to work together on their behalf. It is not too late for the majority to choose a bipartisan path forward to reopen the House. Take yes for an answer. Every day, the majority chooses to engage in a Republican civil war that is threatening their own members instead of engaging with us in the work of the American people is a day that weakens this institution and the standing of our country.
Here's Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries saying, look, House Republicans, you rejected McCarthy, you rejected Scalise, you rejected Jordan, you rejected McHenry. So can we please work together in a bipartisan way? Here, play the clip.
We need to reopen the House to solve problems for hardworking American taxpayers. And House Democrats continue to say we are willing to do that in a bipartisan fashion because clearly the votes do not exist in the House Republican Conference alone to elect a speaker. House Republicans rejected McCarthy. House Republicans rejected Scalise. House Republicans rejected Jordan. House Republicans have apparently rejected McHenry. This can only be done in a bipartisan fashion. And we're serious about partnering with House Republicans in a reasonable way to do the business of the American people.
Finally, Hakeem Jeffries here saying that there are conversations that should be happening. Let's work together. Play the clip.
About coming to an enlightened agreement to reopen the House, because my Republican colleagues understand that they have to find a way to end the GOP chaos, end the GOP dysfunction, end the GOP extremism, and end the House Republican civil war. It's bad for the House Republican Conference, but more importantly, it's bad for the Congress, it's bad for the country, it's bad for the communities that all of us took an oath to fiercely represent.
When you say member-to-member discussions, are you talking about within the Democratic caucus or Democrats talking one-on-one with Republicans?
Democrats and Republicans having conversations with each other.
Does that involve leadership?
I have not had any conversations with the other side of the aisle. So a leader to talk to is going to have to emerge in order for that to occur.
At what point, if any, do you feel like you need to get involved in those conversations?
Well, the conversations that have been ongoing and in some ways have intensified throughout the week have been serious. And I've been briefed on every single one of them. And it involves different parts of the House Republican Conference. Because as we can see on the House floor, there are different parts of the House Republican Conference who have rejected the extremism of Jim Jordan. And so conversations hopefully will intensify today, perhaps continue throughout the weekend, and get us to a place where we can reopen the House no later than Monday of next week.
You
Thank you, everyone.
Possible, sir?
It's possible.
Monday?
It's possible.
And folks, that's where I'm at on this. I think it is important that we work together. I mean, I'll show you this one more clip. Here's Kevin McCarthy saying that we're in a very bad position as a party. Play this clip.
What history will look at, the crazy eights led by Gates, the amount of damage they have done to this party and to this country is insurmountable. I've never seen this amount of damage done to just a few people for their own personalities, for their own fear of what's going through. And really, it's astonishing to me. And we are in a very bad position as a party, one that has won the majority, one that America has entrusted us with, that a simple 8 people have put us in this place.
All right, but look, I think stop blaming Democrats. You did this to yourself, Republicans, okay? Stop acting like sociopaths, and let's figure out how to work together. The American people expect that. That doesn't show weakness, that shows strength. In functioning democracies across the world, coalition governments are part of government. The fact that you have Democrats saying, okay, what can we do with prescription drug prices? How do we get more jobs? How do we get higher paying jobs? How do we improve working conditions? How do we protect Social Security? How do we protect Medicare? How do we lower prescription drug prices? How do we protect veterans? How do we protect seniors? How do we protect students? What can we do? Let's come up with solutions. Let's bring infrastructure here. And then you've got MAGA Republicans going, damn Democrats, the Democrats this, the Democrats that, the Democrats are... Come on, let's just grow up and work together and find ways to get things done. The disagreements are okay. But fundamentally, you got to agree that the 2020 election was real. Donald Trump lost. We live in a democracy. We support our allies. We believe in free and fair elections. You got to believe in those threshold things. And then let's work on issues. Let's roll up our sleeves and do something. You see who wants to do something there. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out as well on patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a great day.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.